Morning, Manisha.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Okay, Manisha, I think we have a limited time, okay, of close to 40 minutes. So without
Okay.
wasting much of the time, so can we start the session, start the discussion?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, just to set the tone of today's discussion. So first, though, thank you for accepting our invitation and taking the time to join us today, especially on a holiday. Okay, and we all are currently pursuing our executive MBA from IMK. Okay, and as a part of our academic
Okay.
project, we seek to understand the leadership traits from your perspective, and we are confident that your rich experience in the field of HRM will provide us the valuable insights and a deeper understanding of the subject. Okay. So with that, I would request Siddharth to take the discussion forward.
Okay, thanks, Krishna. Thank you, Manisha, for accepting this. And I welcome all to this discussion today. So I think, Manisha, we are 12 people here. I'll just give a brief background of everyone. And before initiating that, I think this is a recorded meeting and there is nothing specific to any organization. This is just a general discussion and this meeting would be recorded. So just to
Okay.
introduce everyone, I think we have 12 people altogether, starting with Hari. Hari is a commander in Indian Navy. We have Hemant, he works with Boeing. We have Indrani, she works with Infosys. We have Karthik, he works with UPS. Krishna, as you know, he works with the S Bank. Lakshmi Narayan is there, he works with ITC. Mithun, he works with Jindal Steel. Raghavendra is with Data Sciences. We have Dr. Shibu here, he is a Chief Medical Officer. We have Ushashi here, she is a product manager at Aditya Birla. And we have Vidya, she works at Bosch. And finally, me, I work as a marketing lead at Tata Communications Jamshedpur. So this is about all. I think we let the dais open for the questions. Or Manisha, would you like to tell us something first and then we can take up the questions?
Nothing much. I'm into the corporates, and it's been 20 years working with the corporates and various departments, fields, and everything. And I will try my best to answer the questions which are coming on my tray today. And I don't know. Maybe I will learn today with all of you, because I am sure you're learning through the same with in a structured way, and I'm on the other side wherein I'm practically experiencing all of this. So let's see.
Yeah, thanks, Manisha. That was a good introduction, and thank you once again. So I think I'll take up the first question for today of the group, and the first question is basically understanding about the leadership trait. For example, like when two people or three people are there, right? Everyone tells them as a leader, but how exactly do you differentiate between the people? What is their aura, right? You differentiate a leader among a group of people. So that is our first question to you today.
See, there is no specific skills or different kind of aura is required as a leader. But yes, a leader is something, who believes in himself, and internally it comes from that, yes, this particular thing I need to take a charge for. And there are different kind of traits in some people. You will see many bosses, but you will see very less leaders. So it comes like they don't want to make people do their work. They want people evolve, learn at the same time, and keep enhancing their skills, their work, and keep improvising day by day. And the same goes back to him as well, or her as well. Like, being a leader, I am here because I've learned everything. That's not the right answer. If I want to keep growing as a leader as well and evolve as a leader as well, I need to keep working on my skills. So yes, the person who is continuously learning and continuously helping others evolving is what I feel is a true leader, because there are no limits or boundaries, and the person is able to influence with the knowledge the person is having, without having any formal title, also with having any formal title also of leadership. Yes, and his vision and what do you say, his motivation skills, that what's make him the true leader, that he is supposed to be among the people. There are two kind of people in the group: one who would take the instructions and keep doing, one who will see this work is given to me, I can do it, this is the best way to do it. But there'll be third kind of people who will like, I can do it this way, but what if I do it with all these set of people which are there in front of me, and let's do it together. Maybe it is good for everybody. So that's that thought process is what makes you the real leader.
Thanks, Manisha, for such a detailed answer. I think, yeah, that put us a good perspective on differentiating out a leader. Maybe to the group, any questions to Manisha on this or any other question we would like to take this up? Yeah, anyone on
Good
the
to
group?
go, Siddharth.
Okay, I'll go on
Yeah,
with the second question. So,
please.
yeah, hi Manisha, this is Karthik here. So, in your
I got it.
experience, which leadership trait would you just want us to develop when you pursue a managing career?
Can you please elaborate your question a bit more?
Yeah, a kind of a trait that we would see, like you want us to be a manager in your organization. Which trait would you want us to have so that we'll be capable of handling the position?
See, in leadership, they are very, as I said, bosses and leads are very, very different, right? So first of all, if you want to be a true leader, we need to understand the difference between uh, boss and leadership. So there comes the empathy, I would say. So empathy is something a leader should be having in them because, uh, for example, I say as a boss, I want this work to be done, do it anyhow, right? The other thing which comes, so this work needs to be done, let's do it. So both the things are same, but there's a factor of empathy which, characterizes a leader more. And being a leader, see, empathy is one of them. You should really be having the clear vision. Thirdly, one should really have the I would say strong or clear communication, what needs to be done, that needs to be given. And third, people should have that faith in you that they can count on you. So these are the traits which one leader should really be having when they want to, grow and evolve in the organization along with the team. And yes, whatever you are doing should be an example to your team as well. So it's not like you're telling them to do this, but that particular quality you're not having it. So I think these are 4, 5 traits which are very, very important for any of the leaders in any of the places, not even in the corporates, even in the personal life as well, regular daily life as well. These traits are bare minimum a leader should really have.
Thank you, Manish.
One important thing I really missed out, I think decision making is also one of them because when some a situation is there wherein we are not able to decide, so leader is something need to pitch in, and yes, decision making skill should also be bang on.
Karthik, you got the answer to the question?
Yeah, yes, Siddharth.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I think we can move to the next question. Maybe anyone in the group would like to ask, or shall I take this up?
Thank you, Siddharth. I'll take it up this question. Uh, Regarding the leadership development, madam, how the organization identify the potential leadership among the employees? We are seeing a lot of scarcity with respect to technical deliverables are a core person where only 10-15% of people are there in the market. It's always a resource crunch to our core people. Uh, how we can able to best we can able to develop the internal employees as a potential leader and yeah.
See, when we're talking about the, internal hunt or maybe identification of the people who should be placed at the leadership roles, the very first uh, factor which is there to be considered would be the, performance, consistent performance. See, I cannot say I have the ability to do this and that, and I'm not able to actually articulate the same, or deliver the same. If I'm not able to deliver the same, and I'm just saying hypothetically I'll be able to do it, that's not what can be considered, because eventually performance is the major component. But yes, at the same time, along with the performance, there are things which requires in a leader. um, for example, as I said, decision making skills should be authority, or maybe that instant decision making skill should be there with the person. Again, there should be an ability to influence the people who he or she is going to work with later as a team. At the same time, leaders should also have the ability and ability to keep learning, and that mindset of keep learning and evolving with the new set of role the people are like he or she is being assigned the responsibility for. And second very important thing would be, if I'm a team member, for anything I'm stuck at, I will be going back to my leader for every of the problem. So the person should really be having that patience and mindset of problems solving mindset should be there in a leader, because I understand performance. I'm a performer. I'm a leader. I am the boss. But if I'm not having that peace and patience to advise people on their problem, or to let them sail through from their problem which they're facing in their work. So that's the main thing. Yes, it is required. One should have the potential, one should have the performance, and these five things one leader should really be having. And organizations do have, structured uh, ways to identify these potential. Every organization, I'm sure the places you are currently working with, they also have the different methodologies or tools. In every organization, they do have. In HR, yes, we keep designing such tools, and uh, people do get evaluated for the next level roles and leadership roles basis using these tools. But these tools are not every time 100% uh, right. There can be errors into that, but yes, that is how we do it.
Yeah, thank you. Extended to that same question, if it is a startup, there is a different strategy of working. It is a developed company, there is a different strategy. How
Yes,
this
yes, it would be different.
startup can develop their complete leadership team with the help of this training model.
See, if you talk about a startup, as I said, a person should be, able to lead and everything. But now, and in a startup, a leader should also be having the potential and identify the people who are really quick and helpful, because I'm sure in the startup you will be hiring people from scratch. So it is also very important to identify the best people to hire for the job, who can do it, who can put their best, because learning at the same time keep going. But yes, agar if we have the people who are best for the job, who already know the skill set required for that particular job, I think that is a helpful tool. Along with that, yes, in new startup, when as a leader I am learning the things how to do it, if the person on the other side is able to help me with his or her knowledge, uh, I think that can be. So this one additional thing is maybe required, but mm, not much I shall be able to talk about this point, because I've not really done it for the startup and all.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, thank you. No, we have done recently one startup company. Earlier, working is in Brookfield as a developer. And now we started
Okay,
on data center industry. We are facing this issue. Just I'm sharing with my my
I
personal
understand,
experience.
but not really hands on to this, so
Yeah,
maybe not able to speak much on this.
yeah. Thank you, man.
Thank
Over to
you.
Siddharth.
Yeah, thanks for putting such a good questions, Raghavendra. So yeah, who would like to go next for the next question?
I would like to go, Siddharth.
Yeah, please.
So, Manisha, as a follow-up question to that, I'd like to ask how important is emotional intelligence for effective leadership?
Emotional intelligence is very important. As in the beginning, I said empathy. So obviously, that is linked to emotional thinking only. So emotional thinking is very important, because at times people are in a situation we cannot understand, and at times everybody does not need the kind of motivation the which we do in the corporate world. But at times people are there who go I don't know, I'm not able to put it into the words, but we do it in a regular thing because in HR emotional intelligence quotient is very much otherwise required. I hope we are talking all these. I'm sorry to ask this now. I hope I am going to answer all these questions for the HR perspective, not any other leadership perspective, or it is leadership as a whole.
It is leadership as a whole, but inclined towards HR.
Okay, okay. So yes, in HR, intelligence is very much required because that is what the basic job. Because everybody's come to us with their problems, and we need to listen to them and then provide the solution accordingly. And most of the times, there is no solution required. It is just the emotional intelligence, the way we handle the people is required. But yes, it's very very important. I mm, see. Today's world we are dealing, two different generations are working at the same platform, wherein their thought process is just not matching. And so millennial and Gen Z, they both are working together, they both are having different vision for their work and different kind of I would say thought process. So yes, emotional intelligence is something which is helping, bringing that balance.
So,
So,
Indrani,
Manish,
any follow-up questions on that, maybe?
So, as a leader, like as students of MBA, so how can we develop that emotional quotient analysis?
Ah, how to develop? Hmm, I I really will not be able to comment on that, but yes, we do because here we do trainings on that. We do programs for that because at times with the flow, people do miss it out. Um, so yes, it is a skill which needs to work upon because at times with the load of work we do forget it, and it really need a pause to develop emotional intelligence skill. But how to develop as that, I don't think so. Structured way I can put it on to this answer. I'm so sorry.
No, I think you answered the most of it. I think the training was the answer which probably we were looking for. So training, specific trainings, I think, are
Yeah, there
something
are
which are required.
programs. Yes, 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 sir. There are programs because at times being a leader, I think I'm right. I'm doing it best because that is how I have achieved all the success. But at times, then there are programs which we attended wherein we realize no, this could have been done this way, and this could have been a little more better for both the parties. So yes, and we have kind of attended the workshops, and we make people attend such kind of workshops which do help in this understand this particular emotional quotient so that that can be implemented at the workplace as well.
Yeah. Krishna, you had a question on this?
yeah, I had a question from what Manisha just mentioned, which is very much true that currently we are seeing there are two generation working in the same organization. That millennial from where I come from, and there are Gen Zs who are now joining in my team. So what I have seen in my work life, yes, some Gen Zs are really good. They are maybe much faster executioner. What we used to be, they maybe come out with a lot of quick ideas, which we used to take lot of time. And I have found that they are much more bigger risk takers than us. Okay, but simultaneously, I have find that they are bit rigid. They are not flexible enough. Okay, to shift from their say thought process and all those things. So as an HR, okay, how will you advise the people who are managing Gen Zs how to deal with them?
A fact I would like to say you would not like to hear what we think about Gen Z, that they are rigid, they're adamant, they don't listen. They say the same thing about millennials as well. Have you thought it reverse? Never. They also say, "Arey, these millennials, they do not want to forgo their traditional ways. They don't want to try anything new. They are like very rigid. They say, we have done like this. This is the right way." So they also speak the same thing. They also say same things about us as well. For them, we are rigid. For them, we are adamant. So it is not that they are rigid. We have met. I've done multiple counseling sessions to multiple Gen Zs, let me tell you. And over the period of time, I have realized that they're not different. It is just, they're not rigid or adamant. They just have a different thought process. And they're very clear in their wants and needs. So if you give them a work and you tell them this is how you are supposed we used to do, and this is how you need to take it forward, and that is what they do not like. We only need to tell them this is the job, this used to be done this way. How better can you do it? That's your way. Maybe you can help us going through the same. And this has helped a lot in workplaces and branches. Since I am for a place wherein one leader is there, their teams are there, multiple places. It's like that. Multiple layers are like that. So people do come that our leader is like this. He says that, but I told him the other way. He's not very adamant. He doesn't want to listen. So they want to be heard. They want their ideas to be heard, and they want to try new things, which we millennium find very risky, and because of that we stop them as well. So the best way to handle Gen Z and millennium and to work in sync in the best way is try new things given by them, guide them your traditional ways to them, but at the same time don't say your way is wrong, my way is right. Keep trying both the things, and yes, the best is coming out of with these ways. We have tried this a lot. They are not adamant, they are just very much clear what output do they want. And maybe because less experience do they have, obviously a millennial is going to have a lot of experience as compared to Gen Z. It's just that their experience is less, but their idea may be more creative and good, which as millennium I am feeling a bit risky to implement. But yes, this coordination is required and little bit of patience is required with them, and they are that's how we can sail through the situation. And yes, it's a very, very positive result once we started doing all of that. We also accepted that yes, I am also adamant, he's adamant, I am also adamant. So let's work it out how two adamant people can work together. So let's put the ideas on the plate from both the adamant people, both the rigid people who believe their ways and ideas are the best. Let's find out best of the ideas and then take that forward. So this is how we have started dealing with Gen Z, and as of now, it is working fabulously well.
Thank you, Manisha. I'll definitely implement this.
Yes, yes, please think otherwise also, because what you're thinking about him, he or she is also thinking the same about you.
No,
That's
that is very much
very
right.
much true. Yeah,
Yes.
that's very much true.
Some of the great, tools to work with the Gen Zs, maybe. Okay, I'll just put up the next question. So my question is that, Manisha, as a part of leadership culture, how do you develop taking feedback as a culture for the leader, and how do you ensure that the person who is giving the feedback has the proper psychological safety, in terms of giving the feedback? Because sometimes people do not give the feedback in the fear of retaliation, like my appraisal will go wrong and something like that, right? So how do you ensure that?
See, I would say retaliation is something a leader will not do. Maybe a person on a senior position will do. That's what I feel. I will not put it as a boss or something, but yes. So, being a leader, if I am being given a feedback, I am sure it takes a courage and a lot of things when a feedback is being given to me by anyone, because the person knows he or she as a senior leadership role, and if I'm going to tell this or that to that person, it is going to be a little offensive. But still, I'm being told that because yes, there's a scope for that particular thing too. So, first of all, a leader should be having that understanding and that psychological safety in his or her mind that if I'm being told that, so there are some gaps which I'm yet to bridge. So instead of retaliating, I think taking that positively is one thing which make you a learned leader who is open to accept the feedbacks and work upon the same. And if that is coming from a person who does not know anything, and the person of job the person is to just point out people, in that way also take it positively and let it go, because you anyways know that the person doesn't know the things. And if at all you find that feedback or something, is not really very linked, or you don't feel like it should have been there, so you can always go back for the open communication with the person who has given the feedback that you told me to do this. So can you please guide me through this where I was lacking into that, or what I can do to correct this behavior? And I think that approach should be there in the leader. And if I start retaliating, people will stop giving that feed, because every time there are not people in among you who want, just to poke you. There are people who want the best to come out from you. So obviously, if you go back and retaliate every time, the person will say, no, no, even if it's right for him, I should not be telling this person that, because he or she will come back heavily on me. And what's the point? Let it be. Let the person be wrong. But if the communications will be open and the feedback will be discussed, the person will take it positively. That matters. So behavioral part, that also articulate the behavioral skills of a leader, I would say.
Thanks, Manisha. I think open communication is the key. I take it as
Yes, it is. Yes,
yeah.
it is. So again, mindset of the leader comes into the picture, and then open communication, which make it more clear and transparent for the person.
Over to the group for the next question, please.
Mm. I will go for next, Siddharth. Yeah, hi Manisha, Vidya here.
Hi.
So we would like to know about like LMX. Like we are having different leader member exchange with different people in our team, right? So if we are noticing like some of our members are like going slipping into out group, so what measures we would like to take in case of that?
So, if I can just ask a question, people are out slipping, you mean to other departments or other organization, or what
Oh,
you meant
like
that?
we are having like in leader member exchange, we'll have some in group, like we will have some personal bias to some people, like we will have high leader member exchange with some people, and some people in our team, right? So if they are slipping into out group, or like they are not, they are feeling demotivated because of this. So what measures we can take to bring that and help to maintain the motivational facts and all within the team?
See, people are out slipping. First of all, we need to identify the reason for the same. There could be multiple reasons. So, heavy work, first of all, what is the reason for that? I think that identification is the most important part. So, maybe again, I would come back. I probably missed out the part. I will come back to your question once again so that I can answer it properly. So you were saying people are out slipping from your department to maybe inner department within the organizations, other departments of the organizations.
So, Manisha, her
I
question is more like key. For example, as a leader, let's say if you have 10 people in your group, right? And five people tend to come closer to you because of their work or whatever their way of working. And five people are like, "ठीक है," they do not come closer to you, and you know that. But how to bring them within your purview of close people, and you judge all of them equally? I think Vidya, you may add on.
yes, that I was meaning that only, Siddharth. Thank you for clarifying.
So first of all, if you ask me from a leadership perspective, if I have a team of 10 and five are very close to me and five are not close to me, What is the reason of this feeling? I that shouldn't be there. My team should be feel as close as to me, or they should feel everybody is equal for me. So if that feeling is coming to anyone in the group, first of all, that barrier needs to be cleared. Because for me, as a leader, my team is equal for me. How can it be five people are feeling very close that they can come and speak their heart out and speak, have open discussion? There are five people who are not, who cannot do the same. So if that feeling is coming in, and if I am able to see that little hitch somewhere in the people, that's the first thing I need to stop then and there, because that is where my team is going slipping out of my hand. There are things have started going wrong, and as a team, the output, the productivity, the effectiveness which is required from my team, that I've already lost. So the very first thing I need to bring it back, that feeling should not be there. And again, open communication, the emotional intelligence, and open discussions that really come into this picture here. That I feel that people are little distinctive and little away from the team. You are not that much involved. So let's discuss what is happening right now. Let's speak, because as a team of these 5-10 people we should be in sync always, and we should be comfortable with each other in talking, giving feedbacks, and having open communication. So that's the first thing we need to stop right there, because if we take a little long time, this bridge will be broader and broader, and it would be difficult to fill this gap later. So,
Yeah, thank you, Manish. To add the question one more question into it. Like we are working in complete like remote or hybrid culture, right? Now we are
yeah,
facing
yeah,
this. So
yeah.
how we can able to maintain this relationship among the team? Like how? What are the steps we can?
So yes, in our organization as well, there are teams like that. So, a very small things which we can do, add personalized discussions, and do not have formal meetings always. At times, keep your meetings just casual, just to know the well-beings of your teams, and keep connected always. Because see, if I am sitting at Chennai and my team member is sitting in Mumbai, another team member is sitting in Delhi, it's very difficult to stay emotionally connected. So whenever we are coming on the screen, we are discussing only work, and we are coming together over the call only for the work. But yes, there are leaders who stay in touch, keep checking on your well-beings. On occasions, they send personalized wishes to each every, knowing their interests. So I will not say what is the occasion coming, right? Happy Navratri or in a group. So I will wish a person who is Mumbai happy Gudi Padwa. I will wish a person who is in North happy first Navratri. So small gestures, they do help in bringing this relationship and stay connected emotionally as well. Because work is otherwise keeping us connected, but that is totally mechanical. So if you really want the leaders and that subordinate to have that connect as well, we will have to do small efforts. It would really depend on the person who is there, and then, but yes, these small things do help. If my boss will wish me from far from distant on my special festival, which he or she is not even aware of what needs to be done there, I will feel privileged, and I will respect that person, that he or she is taking efforts for me only. So yeah, that adds.
Thank you, Manish.
I think we are left with only 5 more minutes for this link. If we can take up one more question, maybe, or if time permits, we can join the other link posted in the chat. So let's see if we can finish this up in next 4 minutes. So Lakshmi, you have a question, I believe. Please go ahead quickly.
Yeah, Siddharth. Hi, Manisha, ma'am. Uh,
Hi.
see, uh, I have one question to ask. Individual performers will be there as they grow in organization. They will be put into leadership positions, but they fail miserably at times. So, what is that it is causing, and how culture of that company is having impact on these kind of situations?
See, as I said in the beginning, when we identify leaders, we only do not take performance into the measure. There are other people, how they manage people, how they take others' perspective while what do you call it, while taking the decisions. So I'm a performer. I have done things all alone all my time, and I think very high about myself. And basis my performance, my organization has given me a position. But now, when I am a leader, I really need to think about the performance of my team. So my thought process need a major shift here. If I still think the way that, my name should be on the top board, I should look like this, I will never be able to think about my team. And now my role is to put my team on the board, because if the name is there on the board, my name is already going to be there along with them. So I am now being identified basis my team. But if I'm not able to come out of this me, there is a big failure. So that is what the new leaders, that is the place where new leaders need help in transitioning from their individual mindset and to the leadership mindset, where in they can take care of the needs, and uh, they can work on the development of their team and focus on the performance of the team rather than their own performance and the outcome and their own scoreboard. And uh, that's a very much required skill. What you're quoting is right. Every organization nowadays probably struggling with this thing. We take a top performer who is best in his field, but in the same field, when the person is being elevated as a leader, it's a miserable situation, because person is not able to lead through, because here you need to understand the mindset of the other people. I was champion in that thing, and I've done it best all my life, but that was my way to do it. That doesn't mean that was the only and the best way to do it.
Yeah.
The other person can also suggest something, maybe it could be better than mine as well. We can achieve new heights with that. But yes, this organization should really invest into this particular program and this thing, because that is a required thing. So yes, a shift of thought process from individual to a team leader, that really needs help. And what I would say, that really needs shaping along with the transition.
Yes.
Very
And
much
how
required. So
important is impact of culture, company's culture on those developments, whatever is individual has to take.
as we were talking about this leadership building, so yes, my thought process need a real uh, thought process shift. जैसे I would, for example, say focusing on self should be shifted to focusing on the team. I can do this, rather than I should be able to get this done from my team. So that is how my thought process should be. Leader should be able to set the directions for the team instead of executing the task again by himself or herself. So that's the major thought process shift which is required. And yes, leader corporates and teams should really work upon this leadership transitioning programs. They are must. They are much required.
Thank you, ma'am. That was beautifully put of transition from me to us is need
Yes,
of
me
the
to us is very much required, because my personal output matters is not the agenda anymore. My team's output matters. That's what is the thought process should be there.
thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Uh, Further in the group, anyone has any questions?
Yeah. Yeah, Siddharth, I will ask the question actually. I Manisha, like it's well said actually. My way is not the only way, and the other way is also like there actually. I really like that
Yes.
actually. Yeah. So my question is like, what do you think, like from your perspective, common mistakes done by the leaders? What are the common mistakes like the new leaders make?
Common new leaders, see, it's not only the new leaders which make the mistake, I would say, because they are new to their role. It's also the at times organizations do make the mistake, they don't handhold the leaders properly when they are being elevated to the new roles. So I think it's a common responsibility for both the parties, I would say. When an organization takes a decision to elevate a person to a leadership role, I am sure at the same time they should hold the responsibility of evolving and shaping this person into a leadership. So if that particular thing is being delayed, or is missing, maybe that's the responsibility both should be taking. Now, going back to the leadership skills which a person should have and the mistakes do they make is thing micromanagement. That should not be done. People should be given the space to do the work. Again, this thing coming to the picture, the way I used to do it, I still do it that way. And I think people are not, if they're not doing that way, I think they are not doing it right. And there comes the micromanagement. And at times, it is, I think, the insecurities of the people which make them do micromanagement, or at times they're not able to give the space to the people because their own jittery behavior is coming to the picture. The person is sitting and having a cup of tea. I don't know what he or she is doing. Let me just check. So they keep checking. Wherein the person says, I'll do it. You've told me to do it till 5 p.m. I'll do it. Why are you checking at 12 at me? Or why do you need to check 3 or 4 times to me? I will do it. I know my deadlines. Even if I'm not able to do it 5, you come back and tell me I told you to do it till 5. Why is it pending? But checking that person 3 or 4 times during the day, despite being given the timeline, that's not right. So that's the micromanagement, which is a very, very big failure. Secondly, people do not listen. New leaders do not listen because they are in the happy zone of their promotion, and they feel I've done things very, very right. So they stop listening at times. I think that should also be a skill which needs to develop with the new responsibilities coming to the picture. And at the same time, when you become a leader, you really should have a clear vision about your team, about the focus area, or maybe the targets or the work which is being assigned to the team. So that clear vision, how to get this done, how to take it through my team, along with my team, I would say. So I think these are few things which are not right. If something goes wrong, publicly humiliating your team in front of everybody rather than taking the responsibility. Okay, it's the fault of our team, we'll correct it. Rather than I told them to do it this way, they did not listen to me. So these are small, small things, but they impact a lot. So, and if things are going right, yeah, I guided them this way, they did it this way. See how beautifully the output has come. So taking all the credits and giving all the blames, again, it's a very, very wrong thing. And again, what we're talking about, people should, I as a leader, I should be approachable. They should come and talk to me openly, discuss freely with me, so that my team is having that comfort, and I'm having they can rely on me. So that confidence on the leader is again very much required. So that leader will come with the effort from from the leaders only. So team otherwise not will all be able to build their confidence in the leader. So that these are things basically which are required.
Yeah. Thanks, Manisha.
Okay. So, group, any other questions for Manisha?
Siddharth, can I proceed?
Yeah, please, Shibu, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, Manisha. Yeah,
Hi.
my question is hi. Sometimes ourselves in that position, we face many of our conflicts inside because we have been talking about 2 or 3 traits now continuously. Like, and at some positions, we may have to choose one over the other. For example, like if we have to choose empathy over decisiveness, it becomes difficult at times, practically. So personally, like how do you manage when you have to choose, or which one do you prioritize, empathy or decisiveness? I know it depends upon the situations, but like most of the time we face the dilemma inside. So which one do you prefer, and how do we manage it?
See, I would not say I prefer anything, first of all. It's the situation, and it's the, I would say, what you need to apply the things based on the situation you are facing through and what is coming on your plate, the kind of person you're dealing with, and what actually you're doing. So there are no preferences, I would say. There are things at times which come spontaneously. See, I would want to start everything with empathy, but at times maybe other person is not ready to take or listen, or maybe my empathy is looking fake to the person because the situation is very much tough currently. There should not be any particular, I would say flow charts. So first this, second that, third that. There are no rules. It would always depend upon the situation. And first of all, when I'm dealing with the people, I really should not be having any of my favorites apparently. Obviously, being a leader, if I have having a people of 4 team members, I would really like one of them most from everybody, and I am sure there would be a order 1, 2, 3, 4, that this is the best, second best, third. That always is there. But as a leader, apparently, I cannot showcase to my team. My teammates should not be knowing this. So, as a leader, it's very much important for me to hold this emotion that this person is bad out of all the lot, but yeah, if I will be open and apparent about this thing to them, rest of them is going to be demotivated. Yes, prior traits, there were things people used to think ki, that is number one, I can also be number one, and they used to put in effort. Nowadays people take it as, oh, that is number one, I should not be putting into the efforts, let it be. Now I can't be his or her favorite. So yes, I cannot be, open about my favoritism, or maybe liking, I would say, not even favoritism. My liking cannot be there that open among my team. And at the same time, if situation comes uh, that this has happened, empathy is something along with the not hooking the facts here would be the right thing. So if the person I know and complaining about something or the other and keep comparison over the other, you do this to that person, not to me. I think empathy should be there without the facts that I do this because that person is good in this is that, you are not good in this is that. So I should put more empathy here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any more questions from the group? Okay. All
Thank you.
Yeah, so Manisha, thank you for joining us today. And I think we were quite excited the day we heard that you would be open to talk to us when Krishna sir told us. Thank you for putting in the great perspectives today on the open communication, on the leadership traits, on the way of leadership behaves, right? So thanks for putting it as it is definitely going to help us in our careers further, right? And this is for every one of us. So anything from you, Manisha, any advice to all of us today from your side?
No, no, no. You guys are more experienced, more learned. The what you are doing, I am sure is the best. I have nothing to give input. I am happy to be part of your project, and I really hope I have added some value or some content to it. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Thank you, Manisha. Thanks, everyone. I think with this, we will end this discussion today. Thanks all for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Manisha.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Manisha. Thank
Thank
you
you.
for joining
Thank
us.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.